Salute, salute. Welcome back to another episode of Dumb Crimes and Criminals. I am your host, Rick. Follow me on Instagram at Rick_BHR. Hit the email, thedccpodcast at gmail.com. If you want to send me a story to react to and talk about on the podcast, feel free to hit my email. Today, I want to tell y'all a story about the day I made the news for stealing a bike. In my neighborhood, right, coming up, that was the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever seen New Jersey Drive, the way they just like from get to A to get to A to B, they would just steal a car. That was like us, you know what I'm saying? Like before people start driving and getting cars and things like that, everybody in my neighborhood stole bikes. Even if your parents could afford you to, go out and buy you a bike, you still took bikes for whatever reason. I don't know, because there was a couple of people who they could have got bikes and they still choose to steal bikes, right? But it wasn't like we was violently taking the bikes, right? We wasn't like beating people upside their head and pulling guns and knives out and taking people off their bikes. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even like we would take if it had two wheels and it can get you from A to B and somebody needed it, they was gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? I done had pink bikes, purple bikes, banana seat bikes, bikes with a big tire in the back, little tire in the front, little tire in the front, big tire in the back, mismatch pedals, anything you could think of, I had it. You know what I mean? There was a couple of times, people are like go in the store and just peel off with the bike, boom, bounce across the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. One of the things that I used to do, and I never understood why I did it. Like, let's say if I got a bike, let's say if I go to the store, right? Let's say if I go to the bodega and there's a bike there, sitting there right in front of the bodega. It's not chained up, it's just there. And I needed a bike. I would jump on that bike and dip. 20 minutes later, I'm back at that same bodega with the bike, getting something from the store. That wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I always did that. Like, that's just, I guess it was like the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't even think about it. We just did it. That was the thing, because I didn't know who bike it was. You know what I mean? The person could have still been there. Like, I'm literally back at the store 20 minutes after taking the bike. You know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous. But the time when I made the news, I had got this bike from the library, right? Went to the library. I seen this bike. It wasn't chained up. And, I needed a bike. So I jumped on the bike. Boom. I wheelie. You know what I'm saying? I got the bike. I pulls off with the bike, pick it up. I'm wheeling out the parking lot with the bike. We laughing. All right, boom. I didn't really like the bike because it was one of those like racing bikes with the bent handlebars, the 10-speed joints. So I was like, all right, cool. But like I said, I rode anything. So boom, I got the bike. Couple days go by, a couple weeks go by. Like, I just got the bike. And like I told you, once somebody get on your bike, it's their bike. They're going to treat that bike as if they went to the store, bought it, and got a receipt for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. So that was my bike. I went back to the same library. I went to the corner store. I went anywhere that bike could take me. I went on that bike. So one day I'm coming up the street and this dude, he stops me. And he's like, yo, come here. You know what I'm saying? He was like across the street. So he's like, yo, come here for a minute. So I go over there. He's like, yo, you play football? I'm like, nah, I'm not really into the football thing. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm on the bike. I'm like, nah, I ain't into the football. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, man, I'm trying to recruit because I don't know what type of football team or whatever. He was explaining it. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to recruit people. He was like, you got any friends that play football? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling him like, yeah, I do. But, we just having a conversation about football. Me personally, I never been into football. It's not my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't like football like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the basketball, but So he talking to me, right? He's like, yeah, man, telling me about the story and all that. Then from behind me, I hear, yo, that's my bike. So I turn around and I'm like, he's like, yo, that's my bike. And then I turn around, this black dude, he's getting out the car. Now, when I turn back and look at this dude, he's opening his door. I'm like, oh, nah. I peels off, right? I'm out. So I hit the parking lot because we was by this place called the Alternative School. And in my neighborhood, they had like these office buildings that they turned into like an alternative school. So it was really like a little office building. It was small as hell. It was like one hallway and it was like a couple different buildings. And they just sent the bad kids over there. I did attend that school, but I think I was blackballed and sent to that school because I didn't want to play basketball for the school because they never let me in the high school, but that's neither here nor there. So I go through there and I go behind the school. They're chasing me. I go behind the school and it's a fence there. So I'm like, I just hopped off the bike, hopped the fence, and I bounced. And I was already heading to 3rd Street. You know what I'm saying? And my man John over there, he was over there. So I went to his house. Like it was not too far from there. So it's like I was able to like run to his house. I'm like, yo, these two niggas is trying to jump me. Like, and as soon as I said that, he just, who, what, where? And I pointed to where I came from, like niggas by the alternative school, like try to jump me, jack me, or whatever the fuck. I don't know what I said. He took off running. Boom. He's running toward the motherfucking where I just came from because he thinking somebody trying to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Salute to John Jones, my nigga. He takes off. He goes to that direction. And I'm like, nah. So whatever, we stop. Like, nah, niggas trying to get the bike back, told him the story, whatever, we laughing. Cool. He thought somebody was trying to like jump me or something. He was going over there to, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, when I was sitting there, I was thinking about the dude that yelled, like, yo, that's my bike. Cause he had this white pickup truck. And I was looking at, like, when I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I seen that truck before. You know, like I seen that truck before. And come to find out that this dude lived on my street. Like, I literally went past his house. I had that bike, I don't know, for a couple of months. I literally rode past this dude's house every day. Every day I rode past this dude's house every day to get home. And that's when I knew that I realized I seen that truck before because the truck be right there in the yard. Like I used to have the street that I lived on, like was like a long street. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a long ass street and I rode past this dude's house every day. For whatever reason, he was never outside, never pulling in or coming home when I was riding or whatever the case. I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't even know at the time. But after I've realized that, I'm like, yo, that's crazy because I know for a fact he would chase me down. You know what I'm saying? And that bike ended up being like a $2,000 racing bike. You know what I'm saying? He had ads in the paper. It was on the news. Hey, have anybody seen this bike? This, that. Whole time I'm riding around town on the bike like it's mine. And I'm like, yo, I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even like the bike, but just like I said, at that point in time, that was just what everybody was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like people would take bikes and I'd see somebody with a bike, see them an hour later, they got another bike. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes somebody will see me with a bike, see me the next day, I got another bike. Because that's how much the bikes was getting took. Cause I would get a bike, go to the store, come out, bike gone. I'm like, damn, somebody done got me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody done got me. And I remember one time, my grandmother, she bought me a bike, right? Mountain bike. And probably like a month and a half, somebody got me. And this was like, I was like, all right, I could retire because I got my own joint now, whatever the case. She bought me that bike. Somebody got me. And I was like, damn. And you know what's crazy thing is I used to come home with a different bike every day. Every day. And nobody said, yo, where the hell you getting all these bikes from? Like I came home with a different bike every day. Nobody said, yo, where you get these bikes from? Where you getting these bikes from? That was never a question. Maybe they thought I was borrowing it from a friend or something. I don't know. But it was just bugged out. You know what I'm saying? It was just bugged out. And, like I said, this is the Dumb Crimes and Criminals podcast. I'm not a criminal, nor am I dumb, but I figured let me come on here and share one of my stories. You know what I'm saying? Because that joint was on the news, it was in the newspaper, and I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think if I seen dude after that. I don't think I did, but he still lived on the same block. We just probably never crossed paths again. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he remember what I look like because he was heated. Like I heard it. Like he was like, "Yo, that's my bike." You know what I mean? And I'll be heated too, because if I pay 2,000 for a bike and somebody come and just jump on my joint, I'm gonna be tight too. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Yo, that's my bike," and I turned around and I boogie. Now, only reason why I had to hop off the bike was because I hit the back of the building and was nowhere for me to go. You know what I'm saying? Like they was behind me. Like, it was nowhere to go. I had to jump off the bike and just hop the fence. If I would have just kept it on the street, man, listen, man, I'd have been out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that was just the thing that was going on, man, at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I was just wondering, like, I don't even think kids do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think kids steal bikes anymore. Maybe they do. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that like, yo, it was cool, but I mean, it ain't, it is what it is. But I'll be looking. My kids don't even ride their bikes. I bought my kids bikes. That shit is in the backyard right now with the cover on it. They don't ride bikes. I don't be seeing none of that no more. I don't be seeing kids ride. I see little kids ride bikes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like, I see like 5-year-olds ride bikes, and I see the kids that like to do the wheelies. I might see like that type of, but just a group of kids just riding bikes all around like how we used to do. We used to be 20, 25 deep, just riding from neighborhood to neighborhood on bikes, wheeling contests, racing, just bugging out. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. You know what I'm saying? This new generation is different. But like I said, man, I just wanted to come up here and tell y'all a story, man, by the time when I made the news. But like I said, that was an interesting time, man, because like I said, I didn't even, once I didn't even look at the bike like it was a $2,000 bike, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even like that. We just jumped on the bike and we out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I would go to the corner store, hop on a bike, dip, and then go right back to that corner store 20 minutes later and be at the store and whatever. Like I just bought the bike. It's weird. I don't know why I thought like that. But we all did. You know what I'm saying? Like I get a bike from McDonald's and I'm back at that same McDonald's 20 minutes later getting a, you know, Big Mac or something. I don't know. It's weird. But I just wanted to come on here, man, give y'all some content, share a story. Again, please hit the email, thedccpodcast at gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at Rick_BHR. Hit me up. And like I said, if you got a story, you want me to put on the podcast, just hit the email, man. Send it to the email. And I'll talk about it on the podcast. I got a bunch of more episodes on deck. So lock in, tap in with me, man. I'm here though. I'm out.